So, Captain Britain, a copy of Captain America, or something much more? What's going on, everyone? Park Life Nerds here, and today we're going to be looking at Captain Britain, a character, if I'm honest, I wasn't too familiar with. I knew existed, but backstory-wise, it was quite interesting. Now, the moniker of Captain Britain was first held by Brian Braddock, and originally came about in 1976. With the success of the Captain America series, Marvel knew they wanted to grow their audience across the ditch, or across the world, and what better way to do that than basically create their own captains in different countries. Along comes Captain Britain. So, backstory. Brian Braddock was raised as a middle Essex, was a well-educated young man. He had an older brother, Jamie, and a twin sister, Betsy Braddock, who famously is the X-Men Psylocke. Now, Brian himself was a bit of a stuck-up child and didn't really talk much to lower classes, which kind of made he kind of didn't really fit in too much with too many people. Now, in my opinion, when you look back at a hero, that's not really what you think you'd want your character to be like, but this is Brian for you. He ends up losing both his parents in an accident, but we all know Marvel backstories. The accident was a bit more than just a standard accident. To further his education, he obtains a scholarship to a university lab, and basically one day while working at the lab, he gets attacked by the Reavers, with Brian basically fleeing the situation on his motorbike. Brian crashes in a near-fatal crash. Now, whilst Brian is injured, he is visited by Merlin and Merlin's daughter, Roma, who is basically the omniversal guardian. Brian is given the opportunity to become a superhero, but first he must make the choice, the Amulet of Right or the Sword of Might. Now, seeing himself not really as a warrior, he chooses the Amulet, and there he becomes Captain Britain. And this is basically Captain Britain for now. He's later retconned. Basically, they say that Brian's dad also was a member of the Corps and from another world. Merlin had sent his dad to Earth, believe it or not, to choose a mate that his father would believe could sire a great hero, or one greater than himself, that is. So, depending on which way around you want to see it, basically Brian was destined to become the hero, Captain Britain. So let's look at powers and abilities. Originally, his powers are linked to the amulet he got. Basically, by rubbing the amulet, he was changed into Captain Britain. It's going to be hard to not say Captain America so many times. He had superhuman strength, speed, durability, reflexes, stamina, flight, super speed. A lot more, if I'm honest, than Captain America. But again, he got his powers from magic rather than a super serum, so a bit of a different backstory there. His powers are also tied to his emotions, so the more confident and determined he is, the stronger his powers become. That's kind of similar to the character Gladiator in the X-Men as well. Now, Captain Britain becomes part of the Britain Corps. What are the Britain Corps? Well, they're a league of superheroes / alternate versions of Captain Britain himself. Basically, each member is an alternate version of the same character coming together to basically save the omniverse / multiverse. Each member protects their own reality's dimension or Britain, and is powered by the friction in between the dimensions. So just imagine that. I kind of see them as another version of the Lantern Corps, but a multiversal team. There is over 74 members in total of the Britain Corps, and most of them are variants of Brian, but you do get ones like Betsy and Kelsey Lee Kirkland. There's other members, there's Spider-Man UK, a lot of different people join into the Britain Corps. And this is Captain Britain and the Britain Corps. Now, there are rumours that Henry Cavill was in line to play the character itself, but I don't really see that happening. I think it would be quite a cool character to bring in, especially with the backstory, teasing the Black Knight in the Eternals movies, which is interesting. They went to the Black Knight rather than just straight into Captain Britain. I know they did mention Brian's name in Endgame, where basically when back in time Tony Stark hears his name mentioned at a base, but apart from that, not too much else to tie him in. I think Captain Britain's quite a cool character, just having that different sort of background compared to all the other super soldiers you see. And yeah, I'm definitely going to start reading more into the character, looking into some more comics, and going from there. Let me know your opinion. Alright, let me know your opinion and your favourite Captain Britain stories I should read. Cheers.